Hello. There are so many amazing books out there, and I know some of you maybe can't get to the library right now while we're all in lockdown for coronavirus, but I thought I'd share as many of the books that we've got in the Gabriel's resources as possible over the next few weeks, months, however long it takes. And this one is Badger's Parting Gifts. Now, it's been around for a long time, and I've shared this with so many children in my teaching career. It's especially good for anybody who's sadly lost anyone, an animal, a family member, a neighbour, or even just a favourite teddy, because losing is a feeling that we all have, and it's hard for our hearts. And I love the message in this story. One of my lovely head teachers that I used to work with, I was her deputy, Maggie Morehouse, she introduced me to this book many years ago, and I remember sharing it in assemblies. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it gives you some thoughts and ideas that you could share with your family. So it's called Badger's Parting Gifts by Susan Varley. Badger's Parting Gifts. And there's a lovely picture there of Badger. And this one has been dedicated to my tutors. So I don't know who those are, but the author, Susan Varley, has dedicated it to her tutors. Badger was dependable, reliable, and always ready to lend a helping paw. He was also very old, and he knew almost everything. Badger was so old that he knew he soon must die. Sadly, that is something that happens to all of us, mostly when we're old, sometimes when we're a bit younger. Badger wasn't afraid of death. Dying meant only that he would leave his body behind, and his body didn't work as well as it had done in days gone by. Badger wasn't too concerned about that. His only worry was how his friends would feel when he was gone. Hoping to prepare them, Badger had told them that someday soon he would be going down the long tunnel, and he hoped they wouldn't be too sad when it happened. One day, as Badger was watching Mole and Frog race down the hillside, he felt especially old and tired. He wished more than anything he could run with them, but he knew his old legs wouldn't let him. He watched Mole and Frog for a long time, enjoying the sight of his friends having a good time. So here he is, knowing that sometime soon he'll be going down the long tunnel. And here he is enjoying watching his friends and rather wishing he could run with them. It was late when he arrived home. He wished the moon good night and closed the curtains on the cold world outside. He made his way slowly down to the warm fire that was waiting for him deep underground. He had his supper and then sat down at his desk to write a letter. When he had finished, he settled down in his rocking chair near the fire. He gently rocked himself to and fro, and soon was fast asleep, having a strange yet wonderful dream, like none he'd ever had before. So here's the moon that he said goodnight to. And here he is closing his curtains. And here he is by the fire having that lovely, lovely dream, like none he'd ever had before. Much to Badger's surprise, he was running. Ahead of him was a very long tunnel. His legs felt strong and sure as he ran towards it. He no longer needed his walking stick, so he left it lying on the floor of the tunnel. Badger moved swiftly, running faster and faster through the long passageway until his paws no longer touched the earth. He felt himself turning head over paws, falling and tumbling, but nothing hurt. He felt free. It was as if he'd fallen out of his body. So here he is, running down that long tunnel. And here he is, able to leave his stick. He didn't need it anymore. The following day, Badger's friends gathered anxiously outside Badger's door. They were worried because he hadn't come out to say good morning as he always did. Fox broke the sad news that Badger was dead and read Badger's note to them. It said simply, "Gone down the long tunnel. Bye-bye, Badger." All the animals had loved Badger and everyone was very sad. Mole especially felt lost and desperately unhappy. Here's the letter that they found, that Fox found. And here they are hearing the news. Very sad. In bed that night, Mole could think only of Badger. Tears rolled down his velvety nose, soaking the blankets he clung to for comfort. Outside it began to snow. Winter had begun, and soon a thick layer of snow hid the animals' homes, where they would stay snug and warm during the cold months. So here's Mole, going to sleep with those tears of sadness. And here's the snow covering all their homes. The snow covered the countryside, but it didn't conceal the sadness that Badger's friends felt. Badger had always been there when anyone needed him. The animals all wondered what they would do now he was gone. Badger had told them not to be unhappy.